that's only if you don't find the tape. Actually, there were a couple of different names that they were going to use for Catnap before they settled on his name. One of the names they were going to use was Nappy Cat, and another one was Cuddle Cat. So, yeah, they actually had a couple different names for Catnap, but I like the name Catnap better. It's more punchy, it rolls off the tongue better, and catnap is an actual term, so, it fits. But the other thing I wanted to talk about concerning Poppy Playtime was a very specific tape that you find in the gas production center before you fight Catnap. Um, you can find a tape where oh, I'm good. I'm glad you found your favorite pan. That's good. But the tape where we hear Dr. Harley Sawyer, the guy who suggested the Bigger Bodies Initiative in the first place, so pretty much the existence of all these experiments can be traced right back to him. Um so in that tape, Harley Sawyer is making a log about the prototype, and we haven't fully seen the prototype yet. We've seen his arm, but that's about it. And we have heard things about the prototype, like about how he is extremely violent and dangerously intelligent. So, yeah. Um, but what's interesting in the tape is that the prototype starts to speak, and we had never heard his voice before. And he has like an amalgamation of like so many different sounding voices, and his voice seems to seems to shift when he's speaking. Whoopsies. Uh so basically Harley is speaking to the prototype. The prototype says to him, I possess a question. And his voice is like shifting to different sounding voices. So the prototype asks Harley if he feels anything. And Harley Sawyer says, this pertaining to what exactly? And the prototype says, you stick us, beat us, tear at flesh. Do you feel it? And what the prototype is essentially asking Harley is if he has a conscience. He is asking this scientist who is responsible for the deaths of so many innocent people that if he has a conscience. He's asking this deranged mad scientist character, like, hey, you do all this terrible shit. Do you feel any of it? Do you have sorrow? Do you have remorse? Like, why can you do this and not, like, why do you feel so comfortable doing this? Do you not have a conscience? And I can't remember exactly what Harley Sawyer said. I'm going to look up the quote so I can read it to you because he doesn't give the prototype a very direct answer. He kind of gives him like he gives him a non direct answer, which I find interesting. I mean, obviously the answer is no, but he doesn't like directly say no. He says something else. But ultimately, it accumulates to a no. Like, no, Harley does not have a conscience. So I'm going to find that quote so I can read it to you. Okay. So let me me see. What does he say? There should be an audio around here somewhere. Okay. I'm just gonna find I'm gonna find the tape. I'm gonna look up the tape. Yeah, well, that's kind of different when the eggs that you're cracking are literally innocent children that you are making into living toy experiments just so you can fulfill jobs around the factory better. So, yeah, I'm gonna look that tape up and I'm gonna play it for you because honestly, I can't stress this enough how much I loved this tape and how fascinating I find it. Okay, here it is. This is the tape. There's no video on it, so it's not like you're missing anything. It's just an audio. The picture that plays on the video is just a it's just the prototype's claw, so you're not missing anything.
Log code 24459. In relation, experiment 1006. The prototype. Stubborn as he is, and always silent with each passing session, I'm still uncovering fresh data nonetheless. Today's discovery. End of log.
Ready to talk now, are you? I possess.
A question.
Go ahead.
Do you feel anything?
This question referred to what exactly?
You stick us, beat us, tear at flesh. Do you feel it?
There's a secret inside you, 1006. Valuable beyond all measure. I cut and prod and burn at it. And I get closer with each session. So speak. Or don't. Fight. Or give in. Regardless, I learn something new about you every day. It excites me. Thank you. You thank me? Absolutely. I learn something new about you every day.
Pretty creepy, right? Especially at the end when he mimicked Harley Sawyer's voice. Yeah, you see, so do you get what I was trying to say about how even though the answer is ultimately no, Harley doesn't directly say yes or no. He gives him a non-direct answer, but it still accumulates in no, I don't have a conscience. But of course, he's not going to directly say that. Plus, we do know that in the trailer for Phase 2 of Project Playtime, we hear Harley Sawyer say something else that I really enjoy. He says, "Mortality is the curse of the weak." So yeah, it just accumulates in how fucking crazy this guy is. But do you see why I like this tape so much though? Do you see how fucking fascinating this is? That is fascinating. And actually, I was so curious as to why is the prototype asking Harley if he has a conscience? Like why does he care? Why is he asking him? But actually a commenter on the video said that the reason why like their theory as to why that is because the prototype already planned for the hour of joy to happen. He was going to execute it, pun not intended, but he wanted to know. He's like, can I do this with no regrets? So I want to ask the person in charge of this whole operation if there is anything remotely redeemable or good about him. And he got his answer that was not true. There was nothing redeemable or good about Harley. He asked him point blank, "Do you have a conscience?" And Harley, he said no. He said it non directly, but ultimately it accumulates to no, I don't have a fucking conscience. I don't feel sorry for what I did. I enjoy what I'm doing because it fascinates and excites me to learn more about these experiments, especially you. So the prototype is like, okay, that lets me know that I can do this. I can pull this hour of joy without feeling regret, and that's why I like it. I find it so incredibly fascinating. I think I have so many geek outs just related to this one tape. This one fucking tape gets me so giddy because of how fascinating it is. It is so fascinating. Okay. Okay, monkey. I mean, sorry, Sir Simeon. Sorry, I was reading the thing. Have a good night or day or whatever time it is where you live. Yeah. Also, don't be afraid to admit if I just made this your favorite tape too. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop now. I can't believe I almost forgot Hoppy's lightning bolt necklace. Yeah. What do you guys think about that tape? Like what does that tape say to you on like certain levels? Like do you get why I love that tape so much? I'm sorry.